up, Elite? Welcome to the fourth episode of the Elite Debate. I'm your host, Chuck Taylor. Got Bradley Bayless in the house, Cobra A. Smith, and the OG, Madden, Mutt Community, Gaming Powerhouse. What's up, gaming?
What's up, guys?
Adam?
How's everybody doing?
Pretty good, man. So our first topic is going to be why CFM? Why now? It's rare that you see people that are so into Mutt and so versed in that world jump into the CFM world. It's sort of CFM is sort of looked down, I would say, in the Mutt community. Am I right? Or
I mean, if you're into Madden and you say, "Hey, I'm a CFM player," then yeah, it's kind of looked down because usually the CFM players are not that good. You're not really, especially if your sim style leagues, you guys have certain rules to abide by. So it's not like when you're on Mutt head to head or even ranked head to head where people are trying to send nanos and face catching and just route swapping and doing all this crazy stuff. So
any means necessary, right?
yeah, basically cheating. Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
is. But so like they're not looked at as good, but I enjoy it because it's a handicap. You can't do what works. You can't certain leagues you can only run a certain amount of plays a certain amount of times. You can't you have to mix it up. You can't run 100% of the time. You can't pass 100% of the time. You gotta change things up. Some franchises have fantasy leagues, fantasy drafts, so you don't even know what team you're gonna get and what players you're gonna have. So it definitely mixes things up and it makes things fun.
Have you ever been in a CFM before? Or is this your first true CFM experience?
I've had my own CFMs with subscribers and stuff, but that's never lasted over a year, over one season, because people are active like that, especially with my community when it comes to CFMs. Like my community, I built off Mutt. So trying to get them to play CFM and be active in it is tough, super tough. I played in a money CFM one time. That was only one league, 1 year though, where it was a fantasy draft, and you had to run team playbooks. Like they had their own set of rules and stuff, but it was only for one season. And, everybody had to pay money to get into the league, and winner takes all. I ended up winning that league too. I'd like to put that out. I won that.
Yeah. I mean, you were sort of handicapped, with the first of all by not being able to play. You said you haven't really played in a year or two,
Yeah.
and then on top of that, no offense, Bradley, but getting one of the worst rosters in the league.
No, that's big offense. Big offense. You screwed me. You screwed me.
Listen. I think that team gets more hate than what it is. I think anytime anyone comes into a CFM and takes over someone else's team, it's not going to be what you want. My philosophy building that team was screw defense. I'm going to build the best offense I can possibly get, and then I kind of created a mess with the quarterback situation. So the whole everything went to crap. But aside from the quarterback, you inherited a team with an amazing offense. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that.
The Bucs already had an amazing offense.
He's not wrong though. The offense was good. I mean, I ended up trading away Godwin, and I mean I see what you were trying to do with the offensive line, and they're beast on paper, but holy I don't understand. They don't do what they're supposed to.
There was nothing more frustrating to me having that insane offensive line and having absolutely no time at all behind the line to do anything. Legit, there were games I had, and I saw the same thing with you. Maybe it was because their composure or whatever was so crap, but there were literally multiple games when the majority of my running plays, the running back could not even get to the line before he was down. So.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, man. The first time I seen him stream, because I was I wanted to see how he was adapting to CFM. When he went through his roster, I was I was ashamed for you, man. That was bad.
Listen. I haven't really talked about it too much, but my last off season, like I've said, it's the worst off season I've ever had. But like I don't think people realize the crap I had to do to even get that team to week 1. The whole cap situation.
That Chiefs trade killed you, man.
Yeah,
that Chiefs trade destroyed you, and then
the
you
Chiefs trade,
Brady,
and then the Brady situation. I shot myself in the foot with the Brady situation. So here's what happened. GPH.
Oh, we're finally gonna hear the story.
Yeah. 2 things happened that really killed the team's cap situation. One, I agreed to trade Vita Vea to Bread. And I traded him for like a good lineman, defensive lineman, and offensive lineman. And then the defensive lineman comes over, and he has a massive cap hit on him on the roster, and I couldn't afford the cap hit. And we kind of have this there's this unwritten rule in CFMs: once you agree to a trade, you don't back out. I agreed to the trade. The trade was approved, and it was approved, and it was after it was approved that I realized, oh crap, I can't take this guy's cap. And also before we agreed to the trade, in my defense, I know, and also this isn't really in my defense. This is really where things went south. I had fully expected Brady to retire. So I did not factor him into anything. And then he doesn't retire, and he comes back, and I'm like, oh crap. And I'm like, I can't let him walk. So I offer him a deal. He tells me no. And then me, without even thinking, I'm like, well, screw you. I'm franchise tagging you. And I franchise tag him. And that cap hit on top of the cap hit from the Chiefs trade. And I was already going to cut it short cap wise on filling out the team. It was a mess. It was the worst offseason I've ever had in a decade of being in CFMs. But yeah.
Now, my question is, how did this? I came in on your 3rd season, right?
Yeah,
it's the 3rd season. Now it's the 4th. How did Brady go from a 99 overall to a 71 overall? How did he just dramatically drop?
I'm really bad at Madden. I'm really bad at Madden.
Part in it, but
you gotta go to the archives, man. You gotta see Bradley in action, man.
I'm really bad at Madden. I almost beat Beeman one time, but I'm really bad at Madden.
The stuff he was doing with Hot Route Master made my head hurt, man. He had receivers running into each other He made the play worse, not better. It was bad.
Listen, I always struggle at Madden.
Did you have 60 interceptions or some shit?
No, I was never top end of interceptions. I always had a lot, but there were cats with a lot more than what I had, right? But D. Lloyd, I think Intellect or somebody else, it made me look like Jesus when it comes to throwing interceptions, okay? I wasn't bottom of barrel.
It's a glitch, though, man. There's no way Brady should still be in the league. He should have been retired by now. They got a glitch to where he won't retire after the first year. He's freaking, 40, 46, 47, sitting in free agency or some shit. But
he'd be 60 still in Madden.
You threw 60 interceptions in a season?
No, I swear I didn't throw 60. No way. Yeah, I can look up old stats, right? I'm looking it up right now. There's no way I threw 60 interceptions.
I hope it's not even close, man. I hope. There's no way. It's 7-minute quarters, right?
Yeah.
Still, there's no way. No. Bradley was making playoff runs?
No.
Yeah, there's no way you threw 60 picks, yo. I can't see that, man.
I can see it easy.
Maybe because I haven't seen him play.
No, when Bradley get to the line and change everybody route at the line and have them run into each other.
Oh my god. Yeah, I gotta.
For no reason.
When are you loading up a Madden stream? I gotta see you play, man. I gotta see this.
Probably Madden 23.
Yeah, Madden 23.
So why did you decide to come to the CFM world now? To come back to it?
Well, because people, I surprisingly, and I don't know how, I still have people that want to watch me. You know, I don't know. When I walked away from Madden, I haven't been watching Madden. I haven't been like showing up in Twitch streams. I haven't been watching Madden YouTube videos, like nothing. I completely, you know, I still respond to people on Twitter and stuff, but like if I'm on Twitch, which wasn't even that much anyway, I was like Overwatch streams and stuff. So like I completely just cut Madden off. So, but I still have people hitting me up asking when am I coming back, you know, when am I streaming, when am I recording videos and stuff. And I mean, I just didn't have the time, and now I'm trying to find extra time to play. But I told them, I said, all right, look, I'll try and come back, but if I'm not in a CFM, if I'm not in a franchise league, like I'm not even coming back at all. Like because CFM, I mean, you watch the streams. I still rage like crazy, but I think it'd be way worse if I was playing MUT and I was in that like competitive mode and everyone's route swapping and glitching and doing it. Like I think it would be way different. So for the worst part. So
Yeah.
I was like, yo, if I can get into a CFM that can I can still play Madden, but it'll keep my sanity for the most part. Then I'll come back. And then, you know, I heard about this CFM and they were talking about 32 users, everyone's active. Like I told you before, I've tried to run CFMs and like that's unheard of. It doesn't happen. Maybe for me as a MUT guy looking outside, maybe you guys know a lot of CFMs that run 32 mans and are very active, but it's unheard of for me. I haven't heard about that. So I've even been in CFMs with YouTubers that are all active. They all upload daily and stuff. And even they couldn't run a CFM and be consistent and be active with it, you know? Oh, we got this new card coming out. I got to upload this gameplay. Lamar Jackson just came out. Pat Mahomes is a 99 overall now. I got to, you know, like Gut Fox, he used to do like about the solos and the news and everything with MUT. Oh man, they really go hard with the MUT stuff. So everything CFM was just pushed to the side. So it never really worked out.
I think
MUT does take a lot of time.
I think a lot of times with like those content creators that have like CFMs within their community, I think for the most part, those CFMs are like side projects, community projects for like community growth. While here in our CFM, and there are other CFMs like us, there are quite a few, but like CFMs like this is the baby, you know? Like this is the thing that like we're putting our time and energy into and we're building up. Like behind the scene, like you look in our chat, you look away in our chat for 10 minutes, you're going to see like 100 messages of guys chatting back and forth. What you don't see is behind the scenes every day, all day, pretty much the admin team, like we're all working and grinding to make this the best we absolutely can. So it's time, energy, effort, you know?
And it kind of gets into our next topic, which is, you know, MUT versus CFM. But I mean, like you said, the MUT community looks down on CFM. Most of them are comp players. They're, you know, the highest of the high. They're the ones that EA is putting on their streams, you know, having the tournaments in. And
yeah,
it's just crazy how like CFM at the same time, CFM players look down on MUT players too, you know? Call them
in what sense?
In MUT,
yeah,
cheese is used as a positive thing, right?
Yeah.
In CFM, cheese is used as a negative term, you know?
Yeah.
So the whole thing with CFMs, they try and play the game like you'd see it on Sunday. That's the goal of it.
Yeah.
And people in CFMs don't really respect people that just run plays that glitch out the AI.
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, I love MUT, man. But like you said, it's good to get away from it, just like the stress of weekend league. And if you play a guy that's running the meta offense and you're like, and he's really good at it,
yeah,
it's gonna be hard to fucking stop, man. And you just know going into that game, it's gonna be a freaking hell game, dude. And it just gives you anxiety. For me, weekend league would give me anxiety, you know, because I'm like, okay, I gotta get to this level this week, you know, I gotta get this many wins. But The thing I would say, the good thing about CFM is community. If you get into a good one, it's like CFMs. You're in your own little world, man. It's a league basically. I mean, you can't replicate that in MUT. In MUT, yeah, sure, you can get, you can build up your roster, get all 99 cards. One of the things that drew me to MUT was I'm a Vikings fan, so being able to use like Randy Moss, John Randall, Chris Carter when he was in the game, just like all these legends. That's what brought me into MUT.
Yeah.
And that's fun, but it's also fun to be able to like go through an off season, have DMs with other owners and try and make trades to make your team better, develop players and pretty much, with your skill, help make a, like, for example, Patrick Queen, he was like 74 overall when it started. I got him a 99 overall now. So, I mean, and I got that in 2 seasons. So, like, stuff like that, like, I enjoy both aspects. I enjoy, I mean, and with CFMs too, you're playing what, like maybe 3 games a week, 4 tops. So, I mean, it's not like weekend league, you're playing 25 games in a 3-day span, But
I mean, one great thing I love about CFM too is you're playing in these leagues, you're playing against people, you're taking control of your team, and you're literally spending no money to play it. Like, with MUT, you got all these packs are coming out, all these new players, they keep rotating them, and they just one attribute upgrades, one attribute boosts. Now they have the power ups, and you got to spend so many coins to get training to then power them up. It's totally like ridiculous. I have today, like I said, I finished my All Ravens team today, 100% complete, and I'm gonna have to spend a lot more because gold ticket RG3 coming out, Zadarius Smith gold ticket, and Jimmy Smith gold ticket coming out, and they're all Ravens. I gotta buy them.
Yeah.
But over 1 million coins. I bought 10 mil. Over 1 million coins went straight to training and powering up players. It wasn't even buying the cards. It wasn't even, and I'm not done because I haven't even put chemistries on them. I haven't put abilities on them. None of that stuff. So it's
MUT,
crazy.
Yeah, with MUT, I mean,
It's
you're
a cash
spending a lot of money or a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes a little bit of both. Cobra, he's been in just CFM, so, and I mean, he's very in tune with the Madden community. So I just want to see what do you think about Cobra when you think of like MUT and MUT players?
Hey, you do what you got to do to get a win. Like, but that's their thing. Don't shit on it. I just don't play it.
Yeah.
And I ain't spending no money. It's the same thing with 2K. If I'm already spending 60 on the game, I'm not spending more money on the fucking game.
Yeah, I was in the same boat, and for me, and I used to always, before I even touched MUT, I was like, how can these people spend money on cards that are like fake, digital, whatever? It's not real. Like, why are you going to spend more money on it? But then you get to playing it, and then it's like opening packs gets addicting,
Yeah.
And it's like, for me, for the most part, I'm pretty good at like grinding, building up the team, and for the most part, I don't buy packs after. Dang, whose dog is that?
As Bradley got the beast over there. What's going on, man?
You getting bit?
I thought my mic was muted. I must not be coming through. I must not be coming through the right mic. My apologies.
Yeah, it's just once you get into MUT, my point is, it's like you don't look at it the same way. To me, it's like, okay, I buy a pack here and there. What's the difference between that and spending my money on some bullshit, that I'm, whatever, food, fucking clothes, whatever. I don't know. I try not
look,
to.
everybody got their vices. You play MUT, spend money on MUT. I buy a $200 fucking pair of shoes. So everybody do what they do.
Big Time, some dude named Big Time. He's still in the server, not in the league, but he loves the Detroit Lions, man. So like last year when the Calvin Johnson, the I think it was like the 10th anniversary promo that they had when he came out. He spent like $700 on packs just to try and get Calvin, dude. And we were just clowning him.
Yeah,
that's wild.
That's too excessive for me, man. But I'll spend money here and there. But I do grind a lot, man, and to the point where sometimes my fingers get numb.
Yeah.
So we were talking.
My thing was, oh, go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
My bad.
You can go ahead.
My thing was like, once you get into MUT, like you can't. Truthfully, you can't buy packs. Like packs is a waste of money. You'll spend, especially when Madden first comes out every year, you're dropping like 500 packs day one, $500 day one on packs, and you ain't pulling nothing. Now if you put that same money into getting coins, even though you got to finesse it so you don't get banned, you're getting a lot more coins than you would if you were buying packs. And when it comes to like people saying, I say Madden is a cash grab with MUT, and it does suck having to put this much money in. But what I tell people is, as long as you're having fun, as long as you're enjoying what you're doing, it's not a waste of money. People like Colbert was saying, everybody has their vices. Like he enjoys spending $200 on shoes. If you enjoy, it's just a hobby for him. If certain people have hobbies and it's Madden and they spend money on Madden. So it's just whatever you're into, man. It's not a waste of money as long as it's going to something that you put time into.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the big reasons why I got into CFM this year, because I stopped playing the last 2 years. One of the reasons why I got back into it was because I was unsure what was going to happen with the PS4 to PS5 transfer. I wasn't sure if like the auction house was going to be shared, like it is. I was like, man, it's going to be a mess if like only the PS4 people can buy cards on, the PS4 auction house and so on. I was like, man, the market's going to be crazy. Who knows how content's going to be, but
that's how it was from PS3 to PS4. It was different auction houses, wasn't it?
I wasn't playing back then, man. I wasn't playing MUT back then. I was like strictly CFM, man. And one of the reasons why I got into MUT too is because one of our buddies that used to be in our other league, he's like, because I used to be one of those D-line user guys, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, man, you got to user the linebacker. Your game's never going to get better if you stay on the D-line. And we started playing squads. So that was like the big thing. Like he had a nice offense. I'd build up the defense, and it was fun, man, playing 3 versus 3.
Yeah.
Do your little fucking. Last year, the big blitz was DB Fire 2 out of Big Dime, man. You just put the cornerbacks, the slot corners in that slot contain blitz, and it was money.
Yeah.
So I mean, we had a lot of fun with that. But yeah, as far as back to CFM, is this something that you think you could see yourself doing long term, or?
Oh, of course.
I think long term is like where CFMs really thrive too. Talking about like building teams and stuff. I mentioned kind of when I made my defense over my roster moves, right? When I made my defense, I talked about how it's hard anytime a new owner comes in and inherits a team that someone else has already been building. Someone who is going to build up like the best possible team in CFM, they do so with a long game in mind. So for example, like something that coming in and inheriting the Bucks, you did something you might not realize. The Prince Tega Wangangu, or however you pronounce his last name, he's a left tackle. I'm pretty sure that's the guy I'm thinking. But I picked him up in the beginning of the season. He was a free agent, a rookie, low 60 overall. And now over the course of 3 years, he's been built up. I'm looking at him on Daddy Leagues right now, 71 overall. He's only been in the league for 3 years. That guy is as good as quite a few first round linemen that were drafted in the first round of the last few drafts right now. So that guy right there is a solid backup right now, but a lot of your offensive line is old as crap, and I've been building him up for multiple seasons for when the old guys go away. So long game move.
To go on what you're saying, like you focus on offense. You were
I put
getting
all
rid
of
of
the
their
marbles in
defensive
that.
guys.
Yeah.
And with me and the way I see Madden, I would go on defense. I would focus on defense because that's where, especially coming from Mutt, that's where everyone's trying to take advantage of the AI and do this and do that. So if you have star studs on defense that could ball out in man coverage or create pressure on the D line without you having to even user it, then your money right there. On offense, with my mindset, even though you might have a really good corner, there's still routes that will beat man coverage no matter what. It's just the way it is. There's certain runs that still work no matter what. And offensive line, in all of my years of Madden, their overalls never mattered. Their stats never mattered. It didn't matter if they were 6'7". It didn't matter if they were over 300 pounds. It never really mattered. So I wouldn't have put my focus on offensive line neither. I would have just gotten a good quarterback, a decent running back, maybe just mostly just fast, or he's a really power back that he could fall forward, and 2 good receivers, and that's it.
Or that.
And maybe a run blocking tight end. That's what I would have did, and everything else would have been on defense.
Yeah.
So that it is a struggle when you come in and you pick up a team from someone else because you had your idea on what you wanted to work and what's best for you, and somebody else that picks up that squad is going to have a totally different view on how they want their team.
Yeah.
So that's why I can't wait for next cycle, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God,
Chuck Cobra. Great. How many seasons would you say we typically run in a year when we have the full cycle? Because we started this, when was it? December or January?
December. We started in December, so it depends. Usually if it's everybody's playing until about like April, like right around draft time, right about now.
Yeah, because we normally start in September, so we usually take about 3-month break. Because the thing with I don't like running CFMs like once a lot of people start simming games, because to me I don't want to, like, we have our little like title town champions. I don't want to crown someone and put someone as a champion when there's like a lot of people simming games. To me, that's not an accurate assessment of who was the best in the league that year. So I'd rather just end it like that. With this franchise, this is the first time I've ever seen anything like this, and it's probably because it is because of all the content that we're doing, and it's because we were just ahead of everybody else as far as like setting up a CFM for PS5. It seemed like every other CFM that I know of waited till the last minute to try and, transfer. They were just like, you know what, I'm just gonna stick to PS4 this year. Like me and Brad and Bradley and Cobra, we made a conscious effort about 2 months before PS5 even came out to set this league up and to start recruiting for it. And we've all ran leagues or still run other leagues. So we just grab people from those leagues and they grab people from their leagues. And for the most part, we have a core of people, like I told you before, that have played together since about 2012. So that's why you see the banter in the chat and people talking shit. And we're looking forward to adding you to the mix, man. We need that gaming that's on, the streams talking shit, man.
See, the thing is, I can't, especially right now, I can't talk too much shit because I'm like fucking 2-10 or something. Like, there's nothing much I could say. But another thing is, like you were talking about earlier, like you guys are active as hell. I can't keep up with the chat. I say something and then like I'm at work, so I got to do work. I come back 2 minutes later and it's literally like Bradley was saying, 100 messages already. And I'm not scrolling through all that.
Listen, I legit, like in the end of the day, I will go through. You know how you can like search in Discord? Like search a word in a Discord chat. In the end of the day, I will go in. Yeah, I will go in. I will type in my name to see what trash people have said about me over the day. And there will be times I'll respond to a message like 8 hours later. And that's why, because I've gone through and I've searched out certain terms to see what people are saying about certain things.
You got to show me how to do that because I'm still learning Discord. That would help out. That would help out a lot.
And the good thing is, by Madden 23, you should be, locked and loaded, man, good to go, close to where you were. So, I mean, if I were you, I would just look at this whole year as practice, just getting familiar with it. But one of my first tips to you for next year is for the first practice, at least week 1, get gold on the practice, don't, because you're just doing it right now simming, so you're not getting your players the full XP that they can get.
Yeah.
So if you got gold, a lot of your players will develop at a faster rate.
Even if I got gold and I'm still simming it, I'm simulating it on gold.
Yes.
Am I still getting less points than actually playing?
You're getting the max points.
Oh, okay.
But there's like gold so you can train for like offense, like quarterbacks and receivers, running backs and linebackers, stuff like that. So you got to make sure that that whatever groups you have your gold on are groups that you want to, make better. Like, for example, for me, I don't like spending a lot of money on the O-line either. So I've just been developing rookies with hidden development, and I got quarterback and O-line for my 2 focus training. And I grabbed one from Cobra Squad, a 57 overall lineman, and he's already like 70 overall in 8 games.
Wow.
So, and another guy that I got 2 seasons ago, he's 84 overall. So, I mean, you could develop O-line and get them on a cheap contract. You don't have to spend all that money. But
another thing you guys can do is your coach's XP. You guys can work that and stuff.
Yeah, I already got all the packages.
There's a lot of things I need to learn with CFM, man.
Yeah, but they kind of changed that. Before you got like way more XP for your coaching XP, but they kind of lowered that shit.
Now it's not that much.
Yeah.
At the start of next cycle,
just take. It's a bitch to do, man, but just get that gold at least.
Yeah, the first couple of weeks is annoying as hell because you want to get at least 2 of them out the way. Just say, especially on defense, you'll want to do either cover 4, so you're doing D-line and the secondary, and then you do, say, cover 3, which is do the linebackers and the secondary. So you got then you want to do gap control or whatever I think it's called, where you're doing the linebackers and the defensive line. So you got everything already lined up on that one, but the offense is all a pain in the ass.
You guys rotate which groups you focus on? I've always done the same one the entire season.
Yeah, I'll do O-line the entire franchise except for now.
Once your O-line's at like high 70s, low 80s, that's good enough.
Yeah.
So I mean,
at the start,
I got Ronnie Stanley, who's 99 overall, and he probably gets beat more than any of my O-linemen.
I think
he has abilities.
Yeah.
I think at the start of next cycle, I'm gonna get B on a call and make a develop your players tutorial, because I don't know how B does it. He's a god when it comes to developing players.
So I need to do a CFM tutorial, just go through everything, because I see you guys. I mean, obviously you guys have been playing for 4 seasons, and but a lot of you got so many players with abilities on your team. And I'm looking at my squad, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, but part of that is because of the glitch. Part of that is because of the glitch that they had with the XP regression.
Okay.
They didn't fix it, so it's turned off. Like, it would be turned on, and then dudes, like, say if they have a shitty season, they'll lose it. But the way they did it is they award people Super Bowl week, and then the next week they'll take it back from them.
Wow.
So you had to turn that off. So you have a whole bunch of people with abilities normally now who technically wouldn't even have them if the thing was turned on.
Yeah. The other part
doesn't help
is user error.
Yeah.
Because Devin White should not be 88 overall star development.
He's still a star. Yeah.
So I got Antoine Winfield from him, right? 76 overall or 75 overall star. He's 96 overall X Factor. on my squad.
But
when
there's
it comes to
it.
when it comes
If
to
you play good,
CFM, yeah, you got to play good. Okay, if you win, your players develop. If you don't, their morale goes down, and it drains away their overall. So Chuck and B and Brett and Cobra, guys who have like won consistently, their players have developed, they've unlocked abilities, and then you got guys like me who have lost consistently, and the morale of the players have just drained, and the players have digressed. So teams that win get better. That's basically what it comes down to.
And use your players to their advantages. Like Bradley was dropping Shaq Barrett in coverage every play. Didn't make no damn sense.
Cobra educated me, and I moved him from linebacker to D-line.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, one game I had my cornerback, Dean. He got like 3 interceptions and 1 forced fumble. And he's on star, but didn't get like a scenario to move up to superstar or anything. Like, I got to learn all these in and outs to get these guys to grow.
Part of it's random too, because I mean,
is it?
Yeah, for me, I've been lucky enough to where I've had about 3 scenarios a season.
Yeah,
which I think that's pretty much the max that you can get, right, Cobra?
I think it's 3, but last year I only got 1 all year.
Yeah, so I mean, it depends because Cobra, he's usually towards the top too, so he should probably be getting about the same as me. But yeah, usually I'd say at the very least you should at least get 1 dev scenario a season. But
I got 1 so far. And it's from my defensive end. He's a 70 overall. Dude's talking about he's an anchor on the team. Yo, dude's talking about he's an anchor on the team. He's a 70 overall, bro. Like, and he was on normal. He went to star, so he still doesn't get abilities. So
yeah, no, superstar. That's where they start.
Yeah. So
yeah. Well,
I got a lot
to learn, man. For us about CFM or about the league or
the CFM is just on how the hell. I mean, besides obviously doing good, which with my 2-7 record, I'm not. But is there anything else I can do to get these players to get higher XP, or like what am I not doing?
You're practicing. You're because like I said, once you get gold, you can just sit. You'll have to go back to select it, but then instead of doing play, you just slide it to the right and do sim.
Yeah.
And you'll get the same XP as you got for the previous one for the gold. Once you get gold, you're set. It's just getting gold it does. The offense is easier than the defense, man. The defense, I'm not going to lie, you're probably going to fail like 4 or 5 times until you actually get gold because the computer will hit whoever the fuck is open and someone's going to be open.
Yeah.
But once you get gold, you're set. Like, I deal with it at the beginning of the season, and that's it. You don't have to deal with it again. It's just once. But my biggest thing is just do the training. If you get started, get younger players. They develop quicker. Hold up. Younger players develop quicker, but to me, the biggest thing is just training and play better.
You gotta play better, yeah.
Yeah, but honestly, my biggest tip to you is just use this year as practice. You know, I mean that's pretty much what it is, and next year be ready to roll, man. Just look at this year as practice. Like, okay, I gotta learn this, I gotta learn that, and like for me, my first year of MUT, I would buy a card, I would get rid of it for the latest greatest cornerback, right? And then the card that I got rid of would get another upgrade. I'd be like, fuck, I want that card back. So I'd power down the card and I ended up spending so much coins on cards that I already had, you know, by powering them down, powering them back up, and so on. Just learn from your mistakes, man. That's the biggest thing.
Do you guys know if we'll be playing another season?
Yeah, we got one more.
One more before next cycle?
Yeah, so that'll take us into, I want to say July, right, Cobra?
It should be June.
Like
because if we're doing
June, though, right?
If we're doing 48-hour advances, I say early June. We'll be done early June. man.
Yeah. So I mean, I know like with Mutt, they already pretty like next week's their last stream. So I mean that tells me that they're Good Morning Madden. They probably expect it to come out in early August, dude, or late August as far as Madden 22.
Yeah.
So yeah, we like to take a couple months off, but we'll still do content here and there. We're gonna do like team reveals, go division by division, every week, revealing who got what teams. So we'll keep everybody, interested in what's going on, but we do like to take breaks.
I got ideas for content. We'll have to be creative.
So one more thing, you could touch on this. It's a joke, but I don't know if you could pull up the picture, Brad. Let me know when you got it up.
Oh yeah, it's up.
It's up. So you've seen the picture, the one that we posted earlier. You're in the front yard. Got Bradley and Cobra watching you, Arturo Wireless. But tell us about what happened, man, because your internet is good. You do have high speeds, but
the whole time I was playing on Wi-Fi. And even with my high speeds, I don't know why my Wi-Fi is that bad. But some reason, and my router is like right here, right next to my game. Like it's literally side by side my PS5. And I didn't know I was on Wi-Fi. Like when I first bought the PS5, before I even turned it on, everything was plugged in. The Ethernet cords, everything was plugged in. So I feel like it should have been wired connection, but I guess I had to check my settings and force it to be wired. So
you're good now, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
still losing, but at least there's no more lag.
Your connection's straight. Yeah.
No more DCs.
It was getting bad, man.
Yeah. Yep. I was saying, I kept saying it too. I don't know. I play any other game because Madden is the only game I play on console. Everything else I play PC. So that's why I was saying every other game I play, my connection is perfect.
Yeah.
But I jump on Madden and it's lagging every single second. And I'm blaming EA. Somehow it's still EA's fault. But I'm blaming EA and it ended up being my fault with the I'm playing on Wi-Fi.
Arturo Wireless, man. I mean, but all right. I mean that's pretty much all for me for the show. I don't know if Bradley has something, Cobra has something.
No, we good.
How about you?
I'm good. You're
good.
Unless y'all got some
slave hours, you probably got to go clock in right now.
Well,
unless y'all got some fucking ebook tips to make me play better, that's it, man. Because I'm struggling out here. This PS5 is
figure
rough,
it out
man.
because you just figure out who you playing and what they like to do, and then that'll be it.
That's the biggest thing for me. I need to start watching more CFM games. I need to start, even if I miss it when it's live, just go back and just rewatch the game, especially if I know I'm going to play that guy soon. I need to start doing that.
And it's not like you're getting your ass whooped either, man. You're competing with some of our top guys, so you're in there. It's just,
but that makes it worse because all my games, except for that Packers game, all my games are close. Except for that, he whipped my ass. But except for all my games are close by three or maybe 5 points. And I can't, especially that last game. What was it, yesterday or the day before? Oh man, came down to the last 2 seconds, and I felt like I was getting screwed. But at the end of the day, I choked at that last. Like I could have held them to 3, and we could have went into overtime. And I choked. So I definitely gotta play better, man.
Just learn, man. But we appreciate you coming on. We're glad that you hit us up. You're welcome anytime. Hopefully next time you come on, you'll be fucking 8-0. Next season.
I can talk all the shit.
Yeah, and you can come on and talk shit. So
I'm talking. I talk shit in the streams when I'm up, but they start losing. I can't. There's nothing I can say. What am I gonna say?
You talk shit when you're down too, man. But that's what makes it so fun.
Yeah. But then, like,
that's what makes this shit funny.
Yeah.
If I talk shit to somebody, I'm like, and then they say, "Well, what's your record?" And then that's where it all just ends. Like, "Oh, you got it. I can't say nothing after that." You know, so I gotta win more, and then, you'll start getting GPH from streams on the Discords and on this content that you guys are making for the league, which I think is crazy. Like, when I was talking to Bradley before I joined, and you guys were telling me everything that you guys do in the league, content wise, which is like, it's insane. Because like I said before, when I was talking about YouTubers starting their leagues, they don't even do any content for the leagues like you guys are talking about. Like, it's an actual community. You guys have The Wired. You guys have Trash Talk Tuesdays. You guys are doing things like these TED Talk things where players just come in and start talking about the league. You guys tried to do something for the draft. It didn't work out content wise, but you guys are doing like all this crazy stuff that you would see in real football. You would see like Undisputed. These guys get on and they start having debates and start talking, and you have Shannon and Skip Bayless. Like, you guys have these type of content, and like, I'm new to CFM, so I don't know if other leagues are doing this stuff, but I'm just looking at it from not even a MUT guy, but a YouTuber, and I haven't been seeing any of this type of stuff on YouTube. So it's just mind blowing from the jump.
Yeah.
There's a couple of Xbox leagues.
Hopefully you can get more involved, man. I mean, we appreciate any input that anybody in the league gives to us, any, content that they want to produce for the league, And we appreciate you on your streams. I mean, even though you talk shit, you always are like, "Hey, I'm in this 32-man league. It's active, blah, 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 blah."
Yeah.
So you always give us props. So we appreciate that, man.
No problem. Like I said, I haven't seen anything like this. So I am getting my ass whipped. My record's trash. It does, especially for me, to somebody that's so competitive. It sucks losing, but I really am still having fun with this shit, even with the losing record. Which, if this was just me playing MUT, like, I'm not having fun at all with the losing record like this, getting blown out. Like, if this was a weekend league, I would have stopped playing my games. Like, it would have. I'm the guy. I'll wait till next week or something like that, But go ahead.
One more thing before we go, but to me that's what I was like when I first seen you losing like that first game, and I was like, man, I'm like, because with MUT, if you're getting beat, you can just quit out, And even people in your streams are like, why are you still playing? Just quit,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's gonna be hard for him to like stay in these games where he's getting his butt whooped.
Well, with me anyway, specifically me, I always did that, even in MUT when I was getting blown out, because I always said, if I'm gonna get my ass whipped, I'm gonna learn from it. If you're running this crazy blitz that I can't block, then I'm gonna take that game. That's my lab game for there. I'm gonna keep playing, and I'm gonna learn to block this blitz or learn to cover these route combinations you're running. So I never, until like the very end before I really quit Madden, I never quit out games, even if I was getting, my ass spanked. I always played them out.
Mm-hmm.
So, being in a CFM where you can't quit these games, it's really nothing for me. Even though you see it, some people see it as a waste of time. You're seeing, like, my viewers were asking, like, why are you still in this game? You're not coming back. You're not winning. Just quit out. And I still got to try and learn from it, especially, coming back to Madden and playing on PS5 now, which is totally different than PS4. Yeah. You just got to take those licks, and you got to take these hits, and you just got to suck it up and keep playing. That's the only way anybody gets better, man.
For sure. Words to live by, man. Out. Thanks for joining us.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me, guys.
Peace.